Hello, and welcome to Nosemmelier. Take a seat at the bar. Hello, this is a YouTube series with a title based on a pun, and the appeal being it's a review show of non-alcoholic beers, wines, spirits, and so on, reviewed by a guy who can't smell things. Obviously, your sense of smell and your sense of taste are very tightly interwound, and I figured that with COVID running its way through the population and robbing people of their senses of smell, what better time to do an incredibly niche review series? I figure if my appeal can't be broad, it can be exceptionally narrow. So, today we'll be reviewing Seedlip Spice 94. It comes in a very fancy bottle. It's got some sort of fox or deer on it. Is that going to focus? No! And that's somebody else's problem, by which I mean yours. Seedlip is very much positioning itself as the high end of non-alcoholic boozes. This very much ain't your grandma's cordial. Describes itself as distilled non-alcoholic spirits. Got the word aromatic there in big letters, which may prove problematic for people who can't smell. The serving suggestion is serve 50ml over ice with tonic or soda and garnish with a red grapefruit twist. Let's see how it describes itself. Seedlip, the world's first distilled non-alcoholic spirit. A complex aromatic blend of individually copper pot distilled barks, spices and citrus peels, based on methods and botanicals documented in the art of distillation. Published in London in 1651. Non-alcoholic, no sugar, no sweetener. The art of nature. Seedlip, like I say, very much a premium tipple. I've just noticed now that if you have a lockdown haircut and try and look like you work in a fancy bar, these guys that stick around at the side are very much going to get in your way and basically give light to the lie that while you are wearing a dinner jacket on top, you're very much wearing a pair of tracky bottoms and slippers below. So Seedlip normally comes in about 25 quid a bottle, which I personally take umbrage at. I understand the economics behind pricing something at a premium. You want to make it look like it's a fancy drink. If you price things at a certain level, you get people going like, oh, it's expensive, so it must be fancy. It must be good. There's a kind of sunk cost fallacy. People have already bought in. They've spent their 25 quid. And it feels like a luxury. This isn't Vimto. It's... look at it. The whole package screams high class. You've got the copper distilled spirit and the copper cap on top, which gives a nod towards the old copper pot distilled situation. You've got a sort of fancy Hackney looking logo. Everything about this says this is a fancy damn for the discerning non-drinker. Personally, I think it's a bit of a piss take because a lot of the price of spirits is the duty on them. Like, it doesn't cost much to distill gin. You just boil veg and let it rot for a bit, and then put a berry in it, and then you've got gin. A whole bunch of it is the syntax and, like, taxes placed on it to bulk up the price, which is why you get things that cost 20-odd quid. So, there's not 20 quid's worth of production in this. I could be wrong. Pop something in the comments if I am. Anyway, I have heard from my wife, who is able to smell things, that this is indeed very tasty and a lovely alternative to actual gin. So I'm going to pour out a 50ml measure, as suggested. It advises not to drink it neat, but I'm going to give it a little bit of a go to see how that works. Don't do that. That tastes a bit like dishwater, is I think the fairest way to put it. I mean, I know you're not supposed to drink it like this, so this is very much not how I'm not going to judge it on this. There is a bitterness to it, One of the most, like, fairly obvious thing to say, one of the most immediate things you'll notice is the complete lack of volatility. If you sip a neat spirit, immediately your mouth sort of blossoms with this warm, fierce sensation. Even if you can't smell anything, your mouth sort of explodes as the heat of your mouth does some science stuff to the alcohol and turns it into a vapour. I'm not a scientist and I've never claimed to be. But none of that, so it just drinks like water. It's not something I drink for fun. But like I say, you're not supposed to. So let's try this with a tonic. So we're going with Schweppes, the tiny can. It does say you can top it up with soda or tonic. I get the feeling that if I were to do it with... Why has that gone blurry? Should do it with both, shouldn't I? So let's give it a try with tonic. It's worth buying a decent microphone just for that, isn't it? Right, I'm going to fill the glass because that's... Actually, no. If I were building a G&T, I'd probably have 2 of these guys in there, and then I'd fill the glass. So I think one of these to 1 little tin of Schweppes is reasonable. Give it a stir. I'm not going to garnish it, largely because a twist of red grapefruit, as the bottle suggests, that's all going to be on the nose. Like there's now for somebody with anosmia there. I mean, it's going to be wildly disappointing if I say that that just tastes of tonic water. But I think it does. Oh! I've got a tin of tonic water here. I can do a blind... The thing, if I'd planned this, this would all be in front of me. I mean, it is all in front of me. But the ideas would be in front of me as well. So what I'm going to do is just have a little taste of tonic water au naturel. The naked tonic. I mean, obviously that tastes of tonic water. You don't need me to tell you this. So how does that fare compared to this? It tempers the quinine a lot. So... if you enjoy drinking tonic water that's less tonic-y, this is the drink for you. You know what this tastes a little bit like? I don't know if you have had, when the ice cream van went round, there were the lemonade lollies. Came in a sort of wax paper wrapper. I sound 100 years old. Lemonade lolly. It's just a sort of white, milky looking thing. Tasted very sort of sharp and artificial. That's largely what I'm getting from this. Does it pass as a gin and tonic? Not really. And technically, it's not trying to. I know everything about this bottle screams fancy gin. But nowhere does it actually say that. It just says, distilled non-alcoholic spirit. What to drink when you're not drinking? Registered trademark. Ingredients. Water, natural botanical distillates and extracts, 15%. Preservative, potassium sorbate, acid, citric acid. What else we got here? Nutrition information per 100 grams. Energy, 0 kilojoules / 0 kilocalories. Fat, 0 grams, of which saturates. 0 grams. Carbohydrate, 0 grams, of which sugars, 0 grams. Protein, 0 grams. Salt, 0 grams. Yeah, the fairest I can say is there's not much to that. So let's give it a try with soda water. Oh no, don't smile like that, Kelly, Jesus. Right, so let's give it a go with some soda water. I mean, this is just fizzy water that I got from the fridge, but that's close as damn it to soda water. Obviously, when you drink it with tonic water, you get quinine coming through, that sort of weird sharpness and a hint of the bitterness from the Seedlip. So I'll be interested to see what it's like with just soda. I genuinely think that's indistinguishable from just fizzy water. Let's give it another try. Man, if I had a bucket to spit it in. It leaves a slightly strange mouthfeel that I didn't get with the tonic. Whether my mouth was just so busy with the quinine of the tonic that it had no time to deal with that, I don't know, but there's a real... It's like there's a sort of coating to it, I think. That is just fizzy water with an indefinable aftertaste. There's not much to recommend there. I like fizzy water. Bloody love a glass of fizzy water. It's like water, but it moves. I mean, shut up, you know what I mean. But to recommend that as a drink... Just have the fizzy water. I can say this with some certainty. If you don't have a sense of smell and you want to drink a non-alcoholic grown-up drink, is Seedlip worth your money? No. I really wish it was. Bloody love a gin and tonic. In the summer, happy days. Me, a hammock and a G&T. Happy as a clam. Without being able to smell this, it adds less than nothing. It makes the tonic slightly less quinine-y, which you might want. It makes soda water feel a bit like you're just coating your mouth. If I was in a bar and there was a round of drinks, would I want this? No, I think that'd be a waste of money. I'd either have a glass of tonic or just a pint of soda. There's very little to recommend. Like I say, if you can smell things, apparently this stuff is great. My wife swears by it, says it's lovely, floral, aromatic, all of these things, and provides a genuinely nice alternative, a nice cooling long drink that feels all sort of fancy, but without the alcohol. Without being able to smell anything, absolutely not worth your money, especially at 25, 26 quid a bottle. It's a pretty bottle, and I like what they're trying to do, and I completely understand why you'd price it as a premium product. But I just thought, I give this no smells out of 10. Should have worked out a rating system. No, as a man who can't smell, who's currently off the booze, Seedlip, even if you're curious. Well, Seedlip Spice 94, I would say, is not worth your money. Just drink a glass of soda water, drink a glass of tonic, you're going to get about the same thing. So, this has been episode 1 of Nosemmelier. It's a pun on sommelier and no smell. And also arguably anosmia, but it's mainly no smell and sommelier. Do you at least get what I'm going for here? Anyway, I'm going to hopefully do a few more of these, because we've got a couple of different bottles of Seedlip. We've got a bottle of non-alcoholic brown liquor, which is supposed to be a bourbon-adjacent thing, which I'm excited to have a fiddle about with that. Big fan of bourbons. We've got a couple of interesting alcohol-free beers I'd like to try, and there's some non-alcoholic wines which they weird my mouth out, I'm not going to lie. So I'm looking forward to getting around to them. Maybe for the next one of these videos, I'll actually plan it in advance. Possibly even tasting things in advance so I can have notes and I can write things down and know what I'm doing. But until then, this is what you get. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. I don't know if that's a thing. However, if you are a Nosmic, specifically, please do comment below if you've tried this Seedlip, any of the other Seedlips, if you've got any alcohol-free stuff that you particularly enjoy, if you can smell stuff, and you disagree with me, and you think, Guy, you're all wrong, Seedlip is bloody delicious, Spice 94, more like Spice Mighty 4. Oh yeah, Mighty 4, no, that's not a thing. Let me know if you've tried this, let me know what you think, and like I say, if you, like me, are off the booze and unable to smell, stick around, because this might go somewhere. Bye.